You cannot make it up. You cannot fucking make this stuff up. Oh, we struggle streaming already. Are we live or no? Yeah, we live. Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the show. This is the Ninjacast, not the Squabblecast, so I don't know why this is up. Let me get rid of that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Technically, there was supposed to be a little bit more time for me to prepare, but as I was typing something into the chat, I hit the space button. And you know what it means when I hit the space button, it starts to show. So let me throw on some Viagra really quick and make myself larger. We got a lot to talk about today. There we go. We are bigger. We are larger. We are... Let me fix this camera a little bit. You know what I'm saying? No. I was actually going to go and use the restroom really quick before we started, but here we are, okay? How's everybody doing, okay? It is actually a breath of fresh air to be doing a show with no unknown nine. Can I get a hallelujah? You know what I'm saying? Where my soundboard at? Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm struggle streaming already. Jesus. How's it going? We got Gazalarion in the chat. Jeremy Use Review is in the chat. Frostfang is in the chat. Hakami is in the chat. Robin Oz is in the chat. Not Your Business is in the chat. Khalid is in the chat. What's going on, Manny Lamont? What is going on, everybody? We are here. That is a little bit too loud. I apologize for that. Let me bring that down. It is Friday. We got a lot to talk about. We got so much to talk about. Where's the? Let me fix that a little bit. Okay, there we go. We got so much to talk about. Including what happened on Saturday Night Hypnosis. So, you know, we're gonna get into it. I don't want to, blow my load before we even get started. We got a couple of announcements to make. We just got to grift. Nothing else to say other than we have to grift. Okay. We also got the OG Hypnotic is in the chat. So first of all, guys, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. It's been a minute since I've complained about, YouTube numbers. Okay. Remember last year, around summertime, we was complaining. We was complaining until I must have got unbanned live in 4K while on stream. It was kind of weird. It's kind of weird. But lately, it seems like, and I think I know why the viewership on the channel has been a little bit low lately. Anyway, I think I know why the viewership has been, there we go. Do that a little bit. Throw on some more Viagra. Get our heart on going. I think the viewership lately has been struggling because I kind of changed up the formula a little bit. Not only with how I was, what I was doing in videos, but also the thumbnails. I switched up the thumbnails. I'm sorry, guys. I don't keep the same hairstyle for more than a year. I'm sorry. I normally switch it up every now and again. And it seems that the drop off in viewership seemed to have coincided with when I decided to switch up my thumbnails. At least that's the only parallel that I can draw. So no, I don't think that YouTube is, silencing me, or I don't think that I'm shadow banned. I just think that maybe perhaps with the audience that I build up, they're seeing the thumbnails and they're not recognizing it, and so therefore they're not clicking on it. Or I'm also seeing people who saying they're not seeing me in the recommended section anymore. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We'll see though. We'll just grift through it. As always, we'll grift through it. Let's see what else we got going on. So I recently got the new schedule for my day job, and it's almost perfect. As in, I got the days that I wanted, but these niggas got me fucked up on the hours. So I'm trying to get that fixed right now so that we can keep the same schedule going forward. Squabblecast is going to coincide with my work schedule. So it's going to be Sunday through Thursday. So yeah, Sunday through Thursday. Shout out to Bruce Fields, who's in the chat. Manny Lamont, shouts out to you. It's going to be Sunday through Thursday. Friday, because Friday and Saturday, I'm so busy. I just need room to breathe. So Sunday through Thursday. Also, I'm happy to announce that I am absolutely done with Unknown 9. I think last night we was doing Squabblecast and I lost power. And I think that was the sign that I needed. Yeah, I can't do it with the Unknown 9 no more. That shit is garbage, trash, buns, cheeks. Okay, so we got a couple of goals going, right? We got a couple of goals going. So for those of you who wasn't able to catch Squabblecast this week, we came up with an idea to compete with Hypnotic, and shout out to Hypnotic who's in the chat. We came up with an idea to compete with Hypnotic's waifu battle, okay? We gonna have a segment called Hotties and Horrors, all right? Hotties and Horrors is basically where we're gonna bring real women on to play some of the most iconic horror games of all times, and it's gonna be a competition where they can win real money. You know what I'm saying? But in order to get Hotties and Horrors going, we got to be able to work up a little bit of a more consistent program on the regular, so that when the hotties come through, there's actually a platform that's respectable. That, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't want nobody to come in. You know, if you going on Hypnotic's platform, I mean anywhere between 500 to 800 to maybe even 1,000 people on. Yes, it's horrors, not horrors. It's horrors. Okay, anywhere between 400 to 1,000 people on a Hypnotic show every night. I can't bring on the hotties and then they come in and there's an audience with only 25 people in there. I'm sorry, it just can't work that way. So we're working towards a goal so that we can get Hotties and Horrors going. We gotta get consistently. The goal is to get 100 people in the chat every show. That's what we're working. That's what we're working towards. We got to hit super chat goal 5 days not in a row, just any 5 days. It doesn't matter. And then obviously we got to get to 15,000 subs. So those are the three things. Those are the three goals that we're aiming for right now. I think we've already hit super chat goal once since I made this announcement. And then I think that's it as far as Hotties and Horrors go. I think Hotties and Horrors is going to be amazing when we get into the flow, because then the premise of Hotties and Horrors is that we're going to bring them on, right? And obviously we're talking about girls who have probably never played games like this before, and you guys are going to be their outline. I mean, their lifeline. I'm sorry, not outline. Their lifeline. So for those of you, like, for instance, we might bring in somebody who's going to play Resident Evil 7. They got to play 3 hours of the content, and they're going to get 9 lives. And they're going to use you guys to help them get through the game. Not get through the game, get through the 3 hours of content that we want them to get through. Person, I don't know. My power went out for about 20 minutes. And then, you know, I checked to see if anybody else's power was out. Nobody else's power was out. So I went into my circuit breaker, turned it off and then on. And come to find out, because all my other lights was out. My power wasn't even out. It was just this out. So I don't know, maybe there was a surge. Maybe I was just running too many devices or something like that, and it shut the whole shit down. But anyway, so yeah, so that's going to be Hotties and Horrors. They're going to be using you guys to get through the game. Because I'm not going to say nothing. I ain't going to do nothing but record and roast their ass. You know what I'm saying? So that's at least the future. That's what we aiming for. Something to compete. I've been thinking about something to compete with the waifu battle for a long time. And now that I only got one job, I'm down to one job. I had a lot more time to think about Hotties and Horrors. And sounds good, but we got to work up to it. We have to earn our right to even compete with the waifu battle, because what Hypnotic got going on with the waifu battle is insane. Okay, so and then what else we got? What else? Also, guys, after the show, we doing New Black Street. I think Ara is coming on the New Black Street. Man, I'm bad with names. I'm sorry. I know her by a YouTube name, and I don't even know how to pronounce it. So, Ara is the girl who did the Dragon Age video exposing what was going on in the game with that insider, the guy, the QA guy. And so she's going to be on New Black Street. So make sure you tune into New Black Street after this. But we are going to go ahead and get into it. Just let me take a leak really quick. I'm gonna dance on y'all really quick. I gotta piss like a motherfucker. So let me dance on y'all. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. My bad. First, we're going to start off with Ghost of Yotei. Okay. Now, some people going to come over here and they're going to say, hey, Atreus, it's Ghost of Yotei. Nigga, ain't nobody saying that ghetto ass shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. And for, I don't want to be disrespectful, but that shit sounds crazy. Yotei sounds much more, it just rings off the ears. You know what I'm saying? Yotei is much more conducive to say. Anyway, shouts out to the 35 people we have watching. Make sure y'all like the video. We're going to get into it. So where are my bookmarks? Let's go ahead and get this popping. Okay. Let's get our baby oil ready. Man, I fell down to my knees when the laws came. Oh, come on. Give me a break. There we go. All right. Ignore Lil Durk. We'll talk about Durk later on New Black Street. Right now, we got to focus on Ghost of Yotei. So, Ghost of Yotei, PlayStation announced that Ghost of Yotei, the next adventure from Sucker Punch, is available to wishlist today. So, yes, you can go and wishlist it on PlayStation, okay? I think it's an absolute mistake that they're not making this game immediately available on Steam. Okay. Immediately. Jokes on you, person. I have what's it called? Hand sanitizer. So oh, you too, noise pollution. I have hand sanitizer because, reasons. But we don't want to focus on the news that it's wish listed. What we want to do is we want to check the temperature, right? Because for added context, Ghost of Tsushima, in my opinion, has to be one of the top 50 best games ever made. Ever made. I saw some outlets when it came out, they was giving it like an 85, a 86, 87. And I suppose that maybe they were doing that because, if I'm not mistaken, Ghost of Tsushima had some performance issues when it first came out, maybe, I think. But outside of that, on PC, Ghost of Tsushima is a certified 98. I really want to give it a 10, but I do feel like there's something that you can nitpick. I just don't know. The game is beautiful. The story is... there's nothing to complain about in the story to me. The combat is some of the best combat ever made. You get the option of going in as an honorable samurai or a ghostly ninja. I mean, it is absolutely... You unlock... When you get your armor and you upgrade it, the armor, you can see the physical upgrades on the armor. The story... the premise about... doing what you need to do to save your people versus being honorable is one of the greatest stories ever told. So good that they're making a movie about it. To me, Ghost of Tsushima is perfect. It's perfect. I don't have no complaints. I'm not having any performance issues. I don't think that it's too short. I don't think that it's too long. The only thing I can complain about with this game right now is if I want to play the online multiplayer mode, I gotta link my PlayStation account. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. But I feel like that the game doesn't deserve that negativity. Sony does. So now, when you enter the sequel, we all looking forward to the sequel because all you got to do is build on this foundation and stick to the story that you were telling, and then you turn around and they decide to give us Ghost of Yotei, a completely different character that nobody asked for. Nobody asked for. Now I get it. Oh, anytime you see a female character, you guys break down. Listen. Doesn't Heavenly Sword have a female? Hold on. Heavenly Sword. No, what's that game? What's that Feathers game? What's that trailer we just watched? Something Feathers. Let me see. Heavenly Sword. Doesn't that have? Heavenly Sword has a female protagonist. Doesn't it? I'm looking at it. Female protagonist. What's the new game? We just watched the trailer on it. It's I got it on the tip of my tongue. Wu-Chang. Fucking Wu-Chang. Wu-Chang. Fallen Feathers. Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers has a female protagonist. Oh, guess what? By the way, she's covered up. She's covered up. So what's your excuse? Do we hate women or do we not? Maybe, just maybe, it has nothing to do with the fact that it's a female character. Maybe, just maybe, it has everything to do with the fact that we had a great main protagonist like Jin Sakai, and then you decided to switch him out for a female character for, wait for it, representation. Representation. Asses are being taken.
Asses are being taken in ways that nobody can explain.
And so we want to check the room because you're going to want to see the reaction to the PlayStation. I'm surprised that the comments are still turned on. Guys, look at this shit here. Shout out to Madam Savvy. I hope the people who buy it have fun with it. This is not something I will be pre-ordering. Like with every game, I will wait to see what happens closer to launch. I only hope your corporate report doesn't ring true for this, as a lot of people like the first one. Okay? There's 73 people. We want to deviate away from the people who we know. Let's see. They did Jin dirty. Oh, what's this? Following the successful launch of Ghost of Tsushima, Sucker Punch greenlit a sequel 2 months after the first game's release. Once sales data confirmed its commercial success, while the main development team moved on to other projects, a smaller team remained focused on the Ghost of Tsushima Legends multiplayer mode and additional DLC content, which was eventually included in PC and PS5 versions of the game. Originally, Ghost of Tsushima 2 was intended to continue the story of Jin Sakai. However, in Ghost of Yotei, the heroine is a new character named Atsu. The report indicates that Sucker Punch utilized the assets they had initially created for the sequel to develop this new project within the Ghost of Tsushima universe. This person says, given the current cultural climate, and the fact that you've decided to choose, that's not how you spell choose, but an unattractive female lead, I'm in wait and see mode. You had a sale, guaranteed sale. In fact, I have the platinum trophy for the first game and couldn't wait for the second. Now I'm not so sure. Hard pass because the lead role is an insufferable activist. Rhino says day one pre-order. Yeah, you're by yourself, dude. Stupid girl boss game. No thanks. I want a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. Facts. Ubisoft makes the main character in Japan black. Sony said, hold my beer. They, them, samurai. Fuck off. Ghost in the sales charts. More like it, bro. Shit's gonna flop like Concord. Watch. Ooh. This DEI shite. No thanks. Too woke. I'll pass. Lord have mercy. And it goes on and on. Sucker Punch are a bunch of suckers. PlayStation is extreme left-wing political organization. PlayStation is no longer about games. And it goes on. Cannot wait to see how Sucker Punch cooks. Okay, there's a positive comment. Please tell me where there will be a physical edition. Okay. Nah, I'm good. Not playing this. Stop hiring woke psychopaths. Not buying the Troon sloop. Holy. You see it. Now, granted, there is something to be said about people on Twitter not being the representation of everyone. I agree with that. I understand that. Hold on, give me a second. Okay. I understand that. Oh shit. I understand that. I understand that people are going to be there's people that are not on Twitter that might buy the game. I understand that. But people on Twitter are a good portion of the, how do you say, the nucleus of the fan base. Why didn't I put a third option? What would be the third option? What would be the third option? Why can't I? I already signed into the chat. Can't make this shit up. You just cannot make this stuff up. How do I pin it to the top? Oh my gosh. Can't just. Okay, fair enough. Whatever. But so, is this game coming out in 2025 or no? If they haven't done so already, they should just delay it. Try to get away from all of this negative press. Because right now, it's not looking good. It's not good. Damn, we got 86% no's. Now, granted, we're biased. We're biased. So I'll give you that. We're biased. The poll says 88% of y'all are saying, nah, I'm good. I don't know. Plus, like somebody said, the main character, the girl playing the main character is a woke freak show. I don't know. It hurts me because I really love this franchise. Like Ghost of Tsushima goes into one of my top 10 favorite game franchises of all time. Just favorite games of all time. Oh. Which, perfect segue. Because I want to ask y'all that. What are y'all top? I'm going to ask y'all. I'll give y'all my top 10. But what are your top 3 games or game franchises of all time? Okay. I need to know. I want to see some of y'all's before I start revealing mine. Okay. Black Metal Gamer says Resident Evil, Dark Souls, and Castlevania. I got to catch up with Castlevania, man. I've never played Castlevania. Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Resident Evil, okay. Zelda, Monster Hunter, Pokemon. Ooh. Okay, that's a good list. Hey, that's right. Shouts out to Hypnotic. Yes, hit the like button, y'all. 50 people watching right now, and another 16 watching on Twitter, allegedly. Okay, Honey in the chat. Katamari Damacy, I don't know what that is. Pikmin and Story of Seasons. I don't know what any of those is. I mean, I know what Pikmin is. I know it. Dark Souls, Ninja Gaiden, and The Witcher. Ooh, that's crazy. Okay, so let me give, first of all, my number one of all time. Nothing will ever make me feel the way that Knights of the Old Republic made me feel. That's still number one. That's still number one for me. Number two, the entire Soul series. Has to be. Has to be. Number three, Resident Evil. Resident Evil. I think everybody, I saw a lot of Resident Evils in there. It's the only zombie game that I care about. It's the only. Number four, Monster Hunter. But Monster Hunter is rising. And the only reason why I can't put Monster Hunter up there in the top three is because I'm a newbie. My first Monster Hunter was Monster Hunter World. Okaifor and Bloodborne is in there with the Soul series. When I say the Soul series, I'm talking about all of them. Including Bloodborne. I can't name one. I'm sorry. Sekiro has a special place in my heart. But Elden Ring was that crack. I went back and played Dark Souls 1. Loved it. I'm waiting on Dark Souls 2 because I want it to be in a better frame rate. And I haven't finished Bloodborne 2 because I'm waiting on them to, fix that frame rate and all that. But, okay, so that was 4. Monster Hunter was 4. 5, Pokemon. Pokemon would have once been at either 1 or 2. But the recent releases just ain't been hitting it for me. Number 6. Halo. Halo was once number 1. But I'm sorry. Just can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay? I can't do it. You don't deserve. You don't deserve. That was 6. 7, the Dragon Ball series. Okay? Dragon Ball Fighters. And then you take, Tenkaichi and all of that stuff like that. Just Dragon Ball in general. If it's a Dragon Ball game, it got my attention. Now, that Goku single player game, I wanted nothing to do with that. That's not what I asked you for. I want a fighting game, nigga. What the hell y'all had thought? I don't know what y'all thought about that. I didn't like that. Number 8, the Arkham series. Come on, man. It's Batman. It's Batman. Number 9. I really wanted to put the Spider-Man series here. But I can't. Spider-Man 2 kind of dropped that out of the top 10 for me. It did. So I'm going to go ahead and take Ghost of Tsushima and put it at number 9. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Ghost of Tsushima is that shit. It is what it is. And then I'm going to round out my top 10 with God of War. God of War. The entire franchise. So yeah, that's it for me. That's my top 10 of all time. No, there was no Mario. Okay, sorry. There was no Sonic. There was no Zelda. Smash Bros. I would have loved to put the Smash Brothers in there because of my childhood. But Smash Bros. Is probably top 15. I just haven't been in love with the Smash Bros. Series as I used to be. Somebody says Mass Effect. I would have loved to put Mass Effect in there. Because I'm a newbie to the Mass Effect series, I don't have that same love and nostalgia for as much as the biggest Mass Effect fans do. I love the series because I went back and I was able to play the remastered series, but you guys have had years and years and years of build up with that, and I don't have that same years of build up. Honey says Jet Set Radio Future. Man, Jet Set Radio is one of the best games ever made. We need something new. We need something new with it though. I can't put it top 10 because like one of the things I hate is when we don't give newer games their respect because we trying to hang on to the older stuff. Or not just games, just in general. Like, for example, take hip hop, right? I hate when people don't give newer rappers the respect that they deserve because they want to give more respect to like rappers of old who have passed away, like Tupac and Biggie. And I'm about to say something, but it is what it is. It's no way you're going to convince me that Drake isn't the best rapper of all time. You just can't. You don't have to like him, but numbers wise and music wise, he's the best rapper of all time. Oh, but Tupac and Biggie. Okay, Tupac was nice. He don't have a catalog that Drake got. Biggie had one album, and he left us early. I'm sorry. Nas was trash. I'm sorry. I don't care. Nas is trash. I don't care. Leave me alone. I'm probably about to get canceled. The Prince of Persia trilogy was nice. Okay, we got to move on to the next story. But that was a good. I love that conversation. That was fun. Frostfang, I did say the Arkham series. The Killzone series, yeah. Honey, I have Bomber of Cyberpunk. I have it. Somebody said Anthem. I would probably put Anthem as the best trash game ever made. And I'm going to stand on that. The best trash game ever made. Because the game is not really trash. Okay, so let's get to the next story. So where we at? Uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that. Where we at? Okay. Let's see. Let me go down my timeline. Where did I do with it? Where is it? Where is it? What did I do with it? Here we go. Okay. Halo composer Marty O'Donnell says if Elon starts a video game studio, he will come out of retirement. First of all, I always want to give love to that Park Place. If you cannot tell, I love that Park Place. The only critique I would have for that Park Place is I wish they would play more games and put out more just positive gaming content. Put out more reviews, put out more guides, theories, things like that. Show the nerd and movies too. Do movie reviews at that Park Place. And I get it. I think it's just Trent. Is it Trent by himself? Is it Trent? Because this one is written by John F. Trent. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I think maybe more content creators should publish their reviews and stuff on that Park Place to help them out. Do something. Volunteer. Hell, I would. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of, because we don't want to be all about negativity and culture war over here. Honey said, did you play? I played a little bit of it. I got so many games on my backlog, honey, I ain't gonna lie to you. So Marty O'Donnell's comments came in the wake of Musk being asked if he would start a video game company in the wake of the woke mind virus infecting the video game industry. During a town hall, Musk was asked, with recent flops like Concord and Dustborn, games are prioritizing pronouns and things like that and stuff instead of actual gameplay. So I was wondering, have you ever thought about making your own gaming studio and making an impact on the industry? After describing the inclusion of pronouns as annoying, Musk answered, if there is one thing actually that would be a fun thing to do, it would be to start a gaming studio because I do actually intrinsically love video games. I think if you apply sort of an AI to video games, you can really make incredible games. So let's
I was wondering.
Let me can you guys hear this? Can you? Because I can't hear this. Hold up.
I was wondering with recent flops like
Make video games great again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. With recent flops like Conquered and Dustborn, games are prioritizing pronouns and things like that instead
That's
of actual
annoying.
gameplay. Yeah. So I was wondering, have you ever thought about making your own gaming studio and making an impact in the industry?
You know, if there's one thing I could say that would be a fun thing to do, it would be to start a gaming studio. Because I do actually intrinsically love video games. And I think actually if you apply sort of AI to video games, you could really make it just some incredible, make incredible video games. So yeah, I think just generally for content, the problem with like the sort of DEI and the woke mind virus is that it kills the art. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just like as soon as when you can see something that is forcibly imposed on the story and it's discordant, it destroys the art. And now it's hard to enjoy the story. It kicks you out of the story because you can just feel that you're being lectured.
We're seeing it in movies and TV and all that kind of stuff. It's like, let me just enjoy my video games.
Exactly. I know, come on. Not video games, too.
Y'all are so awkward. Y'all are so awkward. Like the entire time I'm sitting there waiting. The audience is like, what the fuck is happening? It's like that scene. Did you see at the end of, how many of y'all seen Deadpool? The third Deadpool movie, Deadpool and Wolverine. Why am I saying the third Deadpool movie? Deadpool and Wolverine at the end of the movie where they were all like in the subway and like, what's the guy's name? Deadpool. It was the black lady, DEI black lady, strong black woman, and it was the white guy in the Deadpool suit, and they was explaining what was going on, and it got awkward, and then the villain dude was like, "What the fuck is going on?" I was like, "That's exactly what I was like." Yeah, Peter. That's his name, Peter. It was like it got quiet, and like the black lady was staring at Peter, and then Deadpool and Wolverine was just standing there, and the villain was standing there, and everybody's like, "What the fuck is going on?" That's what that moment sounded like to me. Like, why'd y'all get quiet? Why'd y'all start staring at each other like that? Anyway, let me get back on subject. So, this is awesome. It would be awesome. This is awesome. And so, first of all, it's awesome that he's even being asked this, right? At a convention like this. Because I've always thought that in order for us to get back to some sort of normalcy, I know, Ryan Roger Athey always says, we have to burn the industry down and make it anew, which is fine. But you also need somebody with resources to come in and stabilize this. Like, it's great. We got the head over at Moon Studios speaking out about this DEI stuff. The head at Saber Interactive saying, we just want to make games. We don't care about the DEI stuff. If Elon came in and started Tesla Studios, see, I had the same thought, right? Hold on, top chat, live chat. Because some of y'all, why am I not seeing? I feel like I'm seeing. Oh, I guess. Okay. Oh, I see what's happening there. Okay, so, yeah. So, damn, I lost my train of thought. If Elon came in with his resources and started a studio, do you know how much of veteran talent he could acquire? Like, think about all of the people who have been pushed out of the industry because they didn't have the right politics. And that's what I was going to say. I had the same idea for Elon. I just thought about it through the context of films. Like, what if Elon Musk started a film studio and called it Tesla Films? Or Tesla Studios? Just with the resources Elon has. Now, of course, he's a rich guy. He's not going to use his money, right? He's going to get funding from other places as well. Try to match it, you know what I'm saying? And then to incorporate AI to help him make it, to speed up the process. And he shouldn't start out huge, right? Like, don't come out make it, oh yeah, we're making this massive MMO. No, start small. I think he should start AA. Make a game, Tesla Studios, right? and then show the industry what you can do. And if you can compete, you help foster an environment where we're no longer stuck with Ubisoft or Sony or Microsoft or EA, which I'll continue to defend EA and say that EA has been on the uptick lately. You know what I'm saying? But an Activision and CD Projekt Red and all of these horrific studios who have completely committed to DEI, you give them the freedom to do what they want to do. Now, should we expect for Elon to do this? No. But I think it would be worth a shot. It doesn't have to be some big studio. Hell, Elon, start a studio with 15 people, make a AA project. How much money would they need to make, nigga, Elon, make that Mandalorian game that Ubisoft just deprived us of. Hold on, y'all, I just got a phone call. Hello? No, I didn't. Sorry. My bad. Right. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. This dog, every time my phone rings, right? This dog runs straight in here like the phone call is for him. Like he's expecting somebody to come over. And it doesn't matter how many times I say, Chopper, the phone is not for you. He runs every time. Anyway, yeah, I think this would be, amazing for Elon to do. Just hire, you don't need a big studio. Give us 15 people, $50 million budget. See what they can do. All right, let's move on. Let's see. Let me get into some of these comments. How many veteran devs are ideological? God damn! Ideologically. I'm sorry. I'll fuck it up. How many veteran devs, goddammit, are ideologically possessed these days, though? But imagine them being given the freedom to think what they want to think. See, a lot of them are doing that because they want to keep their jobs. But imagine you work for Elon where you don't have to pretend anymore. That's the premise. It's like, shit, I work for Elon now. I don't have to. Now, granted, I'm not saying that these devs should be like, oh shit, I just got hired at Tesla Studios. Fuck y'all. It's MAGA country. No, don't do that. First of all, because you don't know if his game is going to flop. Because I guarantee you, Elon being a businessman, if he invests $50 million into a video game and he started the studio and the game flops, guess what? You're going down. He going to close that shit immediately. And then you're going to be back in the industry trying to get a job. And they're going to be like, remember what you said about MAGA country? Yeah, don't do that. Okay? Build up equity first. Isn't he still trying to make his money back with Twitter? Of course. But remember, he fired all of those people. He got rid of them. So I don't think that Twitter is bleeding money like it was when he bought it. Now Ackman tried to make that disingenuous tweet as if Twitter losing all of its value because of Elon Musk. That is a lie. That's a full-blown lie. Twitter was losing its value before he ever bought it. And then there was all of this stuff about we're pulling advertisement and all of that. Well, have you noticed they still have advertisers? Let's see. Guy says you can bet Elon wouldn't spend $400 million on the hell no. I doubt he would even spend $100 million. Because Gazalarian says it's free real estate on talent. That's facts. Elon can do what Eric July did in the comics when he created the Rippaverse. We can create our own stuff and compete. Exactly. And that would be the goal. Okay. So no. So we got to talk about something a little bit more controversial. A little bit more controversial. So I'm going to go and look for that really quick. Get rid of that. Should get rid of that. Get rid of some of these windows. Where is? Make gaming great again. I know that's right. Let's make it great again. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? All right. We got to talk about this. Now here's okay. So here's the thing. I was going to wait till Saturday Night Hypnosis to talk about this because last week I was not on Saturday Night Hypnosis. And there was a conversation that was being had about Abu Bakr Salim. And we're just going to refer to him as Salim. All right. There were some things that were said that caused a stir up on Twitter. And a lot of us who wasn't even there got wrapped up into it. I saw last night Cassie had to address some comments. So let's go ahead and play this clip. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's just play it and see what we're saying.
Well, go, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, like, if you begin in the opening seconds of your video by trying to denounce the idea that your being black has anything to do with it, it only makes it look more like it has everything to do with it. That's,
Right.
that's all I was gonna say.
No,
Especially
that's
when you
what I
start
did
off a
earlier.
conversation like that.
Sing us the song, you're the colored man.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no, there's two of them.
It was one of our goals.
So there's that. Where's the one?
Games.
The
Black-
this
is based
isn't
off
the one I wanted to see. This is not
his
the one I wanted to see.
culture, and he's leaning heavy.
Maybe I should go to. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I think this is it.
Didn't matter. Then he was crying.
Should have
and trying
been
to give the game
Spear
away.
Chucker Studios. It would have made more sense.
Spear Chucker Studios. Hold on.
Didn't matter. Then he was crying.
Should have
and trying
been
to give the game
Spear
away.
Chucker Studios. It would have made more sense.
Okay. So obviously some comments were made. And now with the whole, Celine responded to this, it blew up. And ultimately what ended up happening was I believe that Hypnotic's stream got taken down. So here's what we're going to do. And then I was on Twitter defending Saturday Night Hypnosis because I'm on Saturday Night Hypnosis. But there's a few narratives I want to address. First of all, the reason I was defending Saturday Night Hypnosis is because, one, Hypnotic is my guy. And I know that Hypnotic and everyone on there is not racist. Now, that's just how I feel. And so I don't believe in this idea that the stream should have been taken down. They was reporting it, and that's right. I was calling everybody who was reporting it, I was calling them pussy. However, what you will see is that I was defending Saturday Night Hypnosis. I was not defending Ryan. And here's the thing about Ryan. Since I've come on to Saturday Night Hypnosis, Ryan has been an edgelord. That's what he's been from the jump. The only difference between then and now, and here's the thing, I wanted to wait until Saturday Night Hypnosis to talk about this because I wanted to have it while everybody was there. I don't want nobody to feel like, things are being said or whatever the case may be. But I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Because I don't know if when I get on Saturday Night Hypnosis, I'm gonna have 20 minutes to fill out all of the context about how I feel about it or whatever. So I'm just gonna address it here, and then we'll clarify whatever needs to be clarified on Saturday Night Hypnosis. There was once a time where Ryan's edginess was actually funny, believe it or not. At some point, I mean, in the beginning, there was a time where Ryan would make, racist jokes, and it was really funny. It was funny. It may not have been laugh out loud funny, but it was funny enough to interrupt the show for everybody to laugh. As you saw there, nobody laughed. At some point, I don't know what happened. I don't know if he lost his joke book. I don't know. It just stopped being funny. It stopped. It just wasn't funny anymore. And I'm not saying that it wasn't funny anymore because I'm now offended. It just wasn't funny. It got to a point where he would make, racist comments, and I just completely I'm unfazed. I'm unbothered. And here's the thing: everybody else makes racist jokes. Hypnotic makes racist jokes. Will makes racist jokes. Leon makes racist jokes every now and then. It can be funny from him. I make racist jokes. Hell, when Grums was on there, I would make racist jokes about Asians all the time. But for some reason, at some point, Ryan's racist jokes stopped being funny. Now, here's the thing. We have to take some accountability as content creators, right? Just because I'm not offended by Ryan's jokes does not mean my expectation should be that nobody else is offended by his jokes. Now, I will defend his right to make a joke, but here's what we have to ask ourselves. For a comedian, at what point does your non-funny jokes start becoming like, okay, nigga, this ain't joke no more? Because we all do that, right? Like, we say something really offensive and then we go, oh, it was a joke. Okay, what if Dave Chappelle got up on stage and started talking about Jewish people? Like, it just went on a monologue about Jewish people. None of it was funny. And then, like, after we spent 20 minutes of not laughing, we go, hey, yo, Dave, what's up with them comments? Oh, it was just jokes. And he didn't even try to set them up as jokes. He just, the Jews are evil people. Or what if what's his name? Not Bill Murray, Bill Burr. What if he got up on stage and started making jokes about Trump supporters? He went on a 20-minute rant about Trump supporters. Obviously angry, calling Trump supporters racist, fascists, and all of this stuff. And then all Trump supporters say, hey, Bill Burr, since when did you what's going on with that? And then he goes, it was just jokes. What I'm trying to get at here is, I think we all know when a joke is being told. I think Ryan was trying to tell a joke. And I think like most of his jokes for the past year, that just wasn't funny. But the fact of the matter is, the rest of the world sees that and they're like, nigga, that wasn't no fucking joke. That wasn't no fucking joke. And we have to take some sort of accountability. I'll defend Saturday Night Hypnosis all night long, but am I going to die on the Ryan Roger at they heel? I can't do that because he's a grown man. He knows what he's doing. He's being edgy. And to his credit, it's gotten him, I guess it's gotten him places. I see him do collaborations with people. And I'll defend his right to free speech. But I'm not finna sit up here. Like, I got people on Twitter coming at me like, oh, this is what you stand with? I never even heard the term spear chucker in my life. I've never heard it until he said it. But when he said it, my reaction to that was like, what the fuck did he just say? Spear chucker. It wasn't funny. I get what he was trying to say, and it's like, and then, you know, you got to deal with comments where people are trying to say, you know, because I had a conversation with Salim. He and I had a back and forth. It was cordial. And I think we came to an understanding. Am I about to be buddied up with him? No. I'm pretty sure he's probably not going to be buddied up with me either. I think what Salim was trying to say was, well, I reacted because I told Salim, I said, listen, I defended your game. I don't think your game deserved the backlash that it got, but unfortunately, you were involved with Sweet Baby Inc. in a way that people just don't like. And that's just what happened. I think you were just a casualty of war. And he said he understood that. But he said that he was receiving comments. He said something about somebody called his game the Nignog game. I ain't gonna lie. When he said that shit, I was like, the Nignog game? Oh shit. So I can understand how that would make him upset. And he said he reacted. And he said he reacted like a human. And I understand that. And being just a content creator who's by myself and I only have me to rely on, or that's relying on me, I can understand how it would be. I would react like that. But when you are the CEO, shouts out to the Raging D-Head for being a member for 4 months. He's been a single mom for 4 months. Shout out to all my single moms out there. I'm going to rename it Single Moms. That's right. We're just going to rename it Single Moms. I know it says Real Ninjas, but we're renaming it Single Moms. But yeah, though. Nignog game is insane. Fucking Nignog game. But yeah, though. So, when you're the CEO of a company, you have to check yourself at the door because there's so many people relying on you. So many lives in your hands. And so I understand where he was coming from. When you come out and you reply and it comes off, when you come out and you make that video and you come off as labeling anybody who didn't play your game racist, you can turn so many potential customers off. Maybe not many, but still every dollar counts. And that was my pushback. And we came to an understanding. He said, hey, I was just being human. I was like, okay, I get that. And that was it. So for people, there's a lot of people who saw that and was like, oh, you're not being hard enough on him. Nigga. And I've said this from the jump. From the conception of my YouTube channel. Anybody who's willing to have the conversation will get at least basic level of respect from me. So that's right. If Alyssa Mercante unblocked me on Twitter and came to me and said, Atreus, I want to have a conversation, I would give her the utmost respect until she disrespected me. Because the fact that you had the cojones to even come and have a conversation is enough for me to treat you with respect. Now, of course, you get basic human level respect. We don't want to basically diss anybody. We don't want to disrespect anybody in their face like that. We don't want to do that unless they give us reason to. But I'm saying that, like, we need to stop playing like there aren't. Like, oh, I didn't even read the super chats. I'm sorry. Trelly C with a $5 super chat, my nigga.
My nigga.
He says, the jokes have to be funny, especially the controversial racial ones. If those jokes bomb, it fails hard. It will come off as corny. Yeah. And coming off as corny is the best you'll get from people like us because everybody else is coming off as just flat out racist to them because they almost think you wasn't trying to be funny. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, but yes, I would absolutely give a person, anybody. And the fact that Salim was willing to have the conversation is enough for me to not jump down bro's throat. Now, anybody else who wants to jump down his throat, pause. I'm not mad. Do what you do. Do what you do. I'm not going to disparage you for doing it. I'm just not doing it. Anyone that wants to have a conversation. Now, the moment you get disrespectful, it's going to be a problem. Like, prime example, I would absolutely have a conversation with, what's his name? The Mighty Queef. Mighty Keith. I'm sorry. Talking about being respectful, and then I called the nigga Mighty Keith. I would absolutely have a conversation with that nigga. But the moment he calls me a weirdo in the middle of that conversation, I promise you, I'm going to slap one of that nigga's dreads loose. I'm not playing about it. That's why I always say, and I heard, I saw on Hypnotic Stream where they was having a conversation. It was Ryan Roger Athe and another guy, I don't know his name, where Hypnotic pretty much says once you have to mention physicality, you've lost the argument. And I completely disagree. Because basically the guy was telling Ryan that I don't believe you would say that to somebody's face with somebody in your presence. And actually, I agree with that guy because I don't believe Ryan would have said spear chucker in a room full of black people. There's no way, no possible way. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't believe it. And I do believe physicality means something because I said the moment I started my channel is I don't like these virtual interviews. I really don't. Ask Kata. It took forever to get me to agree to do the show with Kata because I don't like virtual shit. I like shit in person because I believe that when you're in somebody's face talking to them, their behavior is different. There's a lot more respect given when you're in somebody's face. So this, I'm sorry. I don't believe he would have said that in a room with other black people. I don't believe it. Maybe I'm wrong. And again, I don't have a problem with Ryan. You know what I'm saying? As much racist stuff that, you know, Ryan has said on the show, you know, I don't like, not once have I ever came and said, you know, oh, you know, I don't like him saying that or, you know, I don't want to be on the show with Ryan Roger. No, like, shouts out to Ryan. I met Ryan when he made a video about me being a rising star. I respect that. I like that. I appreciate that. And I still appreciate that. Again, me not being black pill, I genuinely believe he's just trying to be a funny edgelord and the joke just didn't hit. But like I said, we got to take some personal accountability. Right now, Saturday Night Hypnosis took a lot of heat because it appears as though to them we're platforming a white supremacist. And it's like, well, bro, as a joke, we literally call him the resident like Klansman. As a matter of fact, remember I told y'all I was writing a show called Diversity University? This is funny. Watch this. I'm writing a show called Diversity University. I'm so glad that's one of the positive things now that I'm down to one job. I have more time to work on my scripts and my books and things like that. In Diversity University, remember the concept of this show is that there's a town full of diverse people, but they're all secretly like, they fit all the stereotypes. They're all racist. They're all prejudiced, whatever the case may be. One of the families that live on the street of, you know, where all the families it's a sitcom, right? So we follow multiple different families. One of the families that live on the streets is a family called the Klansmans. They're literally called the Klansmans. The joke is that their last names is the Klansman. It's Mr. and Mrs. Klansman. And they walk around all the time in white hoods. The husband, the father, the kids have on Klansman outfits. The dog runs around with a white hood on. And on the first episode of this sitcom, two of the black kids walk by and they see the Klansmen sitting out under their on their patio with beers. And they go, "Hey, how's it going, new neighbors?" And then the black kids are like, "What the hell?" And then the Hispanic and the white kids are like, "Oh, don't worry about those. Those are just the Klansmen." And then the black kids are like, "Why'd you just say that? Like, that's not weird." But get it. They're not racist. There's a scene where all the guys come together, like all the guys on the block come together to watch a football game. All the black families there, the Indian families there, the Venezuelan families there, the white families there, and the Klansmen are there. And and everybody's acting normal. Like nobody thinks it's weird. The Klansmen are there in full-blown Klansman outfits talking about football. This shit's gonna be fucking hilarious. So to me, it's funny. It's funny. Him being the local Klansman on the show is funny. It's just, unfortunately, he hasn't been funny lately. And I'm not saying that to disparage him. It's the facts. And so when he gets clipped like that, I'm not about to get on Twitter going at it with everybody trying to defend him. Make fun of your jokes. But we gotta take some personal accountability. We gotta understand that. I don't know this for a fact. I think because the show got taken down the way that it did, I think Hypnotic is probably going to want to tone it back a little bit. Because while I'm pretty sure he doesn't care about getting demonetized, you don't aim to get demonetized. And so, that's just my 2 cents on that. You know what I'm saying? That's just my 2 cents on that. I don't have a problem with, anybody making any sort of comments. It's just like when you make the comment and it ain't funny, understand people are going to clip that and, because at the very least, if that gets clipped and everybody thinks it's funny, no harm, no foul. We laugh, we move on, we call everybody snowflakes and we move on. But it wasn't funny. It just wasn't funny. So there's that. There's that. So that's what I have to say about that. Bro has a Clayton Bisbee comedy sitcom. There's something. Something. And it's funny too because when the black family asked, because the landlord of their neighborhood is literally a panda. Not like a guy in a panda suit. It's a talking panda. And his name is the Diversity Panda. He hands out like tax benefits to everybody in the neighborhood for living in a diverse neighborhood. And so when they ask him, they're like, yo, why are there Klansmen living in this neighborhood? Like, why is the KKK living in this neighborhood? And they're like, everybody's welcome in this neighborhood. It's diversity. That's the joke. I didn't say apologize, noise pollution. I didn't say apologize. I didn't think nobody should apologize. I'm just saying, that he might want to tone it down. It's not about toning it down. The jokes just need to land. I mean, yeah, but then you gotta have to rely on that person to land the joke. And if he doesn't land the joke, okay, congratulations. Somebody's gonna clip us again, right? And we're going through this controversy again. And also, I see the Gaming Wolf says Hypnotic got angry that you weren't on Saturday Night Hypnosis. I understand that. But me being there wouldn't have made a difference. Me being there, like, that's why we implemented the sound. Remember I had Hypnotic implement that sound because his jokes just wasn't landing. So if I would have heard Spear Chucker while on the show, I would have been like, what? The fuck you just say? Now, perhaps that would have made it better that somebody, like, because a lot of people feel like that. They feel like Hypnotic is to blame because he didn't check him for saying it. But Hypnotic has never checked any of Ryan's bad jokes. So why would he start? Why would he start? That's not Ryan's. I mean, that's not Hypnotic's job to do. If I was on there, I would have said exactly that. I would have like, what the fuck did you just say? Man, play the sound. I do that every time. Every time I'm on the show and Ryan says a bad joke, period. It doesn't have to be a racist joke. I'd be like, nigga, what? Play the sound. Play the sound. And so it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. We can move. Oh, shout out. We got a super chat. Gazalarion, my nigga.
My nigga.
He says, I want that show so much, man. I gotta get to work. I got to get to work. I'm thinking about tomorrow morning. I need to get up, go to the gym, and then I'm gonna head to Starbucks with my laptop, and then I'm gonna just, get started on Diversity University. My dream is to get the pilot episode made, and then have one of the stream bid for the show. I would love to have it premiere on Rumble, right? That's my dream. And hey, Rumble, y'all see this? I want to take the pilot episode to Rumble and say, hey, yo, give me Give me however many millions to finish the show. You can have it premiere on Rumble. Because I'm afraid YouTube might be like, oh, y'all, yo, this shit too edgy. There's literally an episode where the black family comes up, like they're looking for a restaurant in the middle of the night after leaving the club. And nothing is open except a restaurant called Jigaboo's. The restaurant is literally called Jigaboo's. And so the husband is like, nah, maybe we should skip this one. And the wife is like, nah, I'm hungry. I'm pretty sure it's one of those places that like pretend to be racist, you know, for the experience. And then they go up in Jigaboo's. And in Jigaboo's, it's all black women in there. God damn. It's all black women in there. And then they go to order their food. And the wife sees on the menu, medium well BBC. She's thinking it's a steak, but they just calling it BBC. And they're like, they ask her, they go, so do you want your BBC hairy or bald? And she's like, what's hairy? And they're like, hairy. She goes, I think I'll take it bald, thank you. And she's thinking they're bringing out a steak. And they actually bring her a plate with a fucking BBC on it. It's an actual BBC. It's an actual BBC. And then they announced they're about to do the show. And all the waiters are like white guys. And they bring out on the stage, they bring out a black man in chains. Like in chains. And all the black women are going, yes, bitch, yes. And then the wife and husband are like, oh no, we gotta get the fuck up out of here. We gotta get the fuck up out of here. And they try to escape. And imagine all the black women with their weaves in their head, they all turn like robots. And then they start going, pig me, pig me, pig me, pig me, ass bitch. And the entire episode is them escaping from Jigaboo's. Shit's gonna be so funny, bro. And offensive. It's gonna be more offensive than it is funny. But anyway, that's right. Co-written by Ryan Roger Athey. I'm spoiling the show before I even I'm spoiling the show before I can even get started. Let's move on, man. We gotta move on. We got to move on. Okay, what we got next? Chopper, no, move, man. Move. We got Elon out the way. Okay. Let's talk Dragon Age. Move. Let's talk Dragon Age. Let me go to my bookmarks. Shouts out to everybody in the chat, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I really I thank y'all for showing me support. Again, I will always be humbled by this because it wasn't that long ago that your boy was streaming to like 7 people. And 4 of those was my burner accounts. Can I get a griff? Griff. So I appreciate y'all being here. I am very grateful. Okay. Where's my bookmarks? All right. Leave me alone. Like this, he will literally sit here and stare at me like, bro, leave me alone. Go to bed. Thank you. All right. Oh boy. It seems like everything that comes out about Dragon Age is not looking good. It's not looking good. By the way, guys, we will be playing Grand Theft Auto. Wow. We will be playing Dragon Age on the 31st, and I will be in full-blown Yasuke costume. I don't know if I know I showed it on the Squabblecast, but I didn't show it to, everyone who shows up to Ninjacast. So I'll show it to you guys. Where are you? Where are you? Here we go. Well, I can't do it from here. So let's go to... Post. Scroll down. That shit looks insane. She looks insane. But let me go. Okay, so here we go. So we did a poll. 519 votes on who I should dress up as for the Halloween stream playing Dragon Age. The choices were Yasuke, Chris Kindred, Candyman, and Blade. I fully thought you guys was gonna make me dress up as that as Chris Kindred. I really did. But thankfully, y'all loved me a little bit more than that. However, I'm fairly disappointed in how much disrespect Candyman got. I didn't expect him to win, but 7%? 7%? Come on, Sean. That's all my boy deserved is 7%. I thought Blade was going to win. I really did. And part of me actually hoped for a little bit of Blade because Blade is easy to do. But y'all niggas chose the hardest one to do. Fucking Yasuke. So Yasuke has won the poll. And so we will be dressed up as Yasuke for Halloween. Okay. So Griff. Right? So there we go. Let's get back. God damn. Tyson, shout out to Tyson in the chat. Jen T Maxie is in the chat. Trelly C is in the chat. Sanjay is in the chat. Person is in the chat. Khalid, John Doe, Mr. Monkey, what's going on? S Tier Mortal, Juan, Initial Powered. Man, y'all don't know how happy I am to see y'all. Especially with life be going, like when life be lifing. When life be lifing. I'm trying to fake cry. Life be lifing, and when life hits you with that, what more?
What more do you want from me?
Then I get on stream, and all of y'all are here. Tyson says, "Why wasn't Diddy an option?" Because my local CVS ran out of baby oil, so apparently there's a Diddy in our neighborhood. All right, Dragon Age. So this post by Endymion caught my attention. The details of the details of this game right now is just not hitting. It ain't hitting. Okay. YouTuber The Neon Knight got to play Dragon Age: The Veilguard early, 7 hours. His impressions are that this is not the same game fans are looking for at all. Here are some highlights, and I'll post his vid so you can watch it. First, the gameplay is described as God of War 2018. What?
What? Bro, what are you talking
about? Hit enemy, fill up rage meter, unleash attacks, rinse and repeat. He also said the game's story is the closest to Guardians of the Galaxy from Eidos. That the game is very quippy. Okay. He also said in terms of choices you get to pick based on previous games, you get 0 choices for Origins, 0 or Dragon Age 2, and 3 for Inquisition. What the fuck? Okay. 3 choices you get to pick is who your Inquisitor romance, whether you disbanded the Inquisition in Trespasser or not, and whether you vowed to stop Solas in the same DLC. That's it. Okay. Game feels like a soft reboot of the franchise to not scare off potential new fans. A soft reboot? You've already scared off the fan base. You think new people are coming in? You don't think that new people like who do y'all think y'all bringing in with this new stuff? Like, it's no way. Like, who? What new fans are you getting? Art direction feels very weird. Every character has abnormally large heads, and the game brings back legacy characters without your choices in tow, so they feel hollow. Wow. Neon Knight really enjoyed the beginning companions you get to talk to. This would be Neve, who he calls a Yennefer-like witch character. Harding and Varric are good too, but they are not new characters. Balera is the quirky one, and he hated her, couldn't stand her. Lucanus felt edged off in terms of any rough elements, so he's brooding looking, but has no grit to him. Only one moment in his 7 hours where the game felt dark, and it was 10 minutes long. Okay. Everything else is far too whimsical and goofy. Apparently not like Origins or Inquisition at all. Fuck. Okay. Game is very linear. Like very, very linear according to his 7-hour play session. Most gameplay has little to no player freedom. You just run forward. He said 99% of the time you feel like you're being funneled towards a destination with very minimal exploration. Nah. Nah. This ain't Dragon Age. Guys, this isn't Dragon Age. It's not Dragon Age. Most player decisions mean and do nothing besides one single choice they had to make that felt significant, but they can't say 100% because they obviously didn't play the entire game. So this could too mean nothing in due time. Fair enough. You cannot play companions at all, only Rook. You can give your companions some commands to use, but that's it. Combat feels fine, but nothing you've never played before. Overall, it doesn't feel or look or play anything like any other game in the series. It feels like an RPG-like version of Dragon Age. What do you mean linear? I'm so defeated. But I'm not. I have hope. Elon, please start that studio, man. This game wasn't made for gamers. Nah. This game was made for TikTok. That's what it was made for. That's right. It was made for TikTok. It's no way this asses are being taken.
Asses are being taken in ways that nobody can explain.
Ray J, you are a national treasure for that clip. I don't even have the words. I'm just going to read y'all comments. The modern audience they think is out there. I got another one. I gotta know. I gotta know. Are we even going to get to see Mass Effect if this game flops? Do we even want to see Mass Effect if this game flops? I think BioWare is finished. This ain't the same BioWare. What do they have besides Dragon Age? Mass Effect. Mass Effect. This shit is just nasty work, guys. It's nasty work. Disgusting work. By the way, BioWare made Knights of the Old Republic. Go to bed. What are we gonna do? We'll see though. We'll see. What are we, the real question is, let's try to be different here. The real question is, what are we gonna do if Dragon Age is actually good? What are we going to do if Dragon Age is actually good, guys? Like, what if Dragon Age comes out and it's like, not only like good, like we're talking about Game of the Year contender good. Well, one, good games is all we want, so I'll be happy to take that L. I just don't see that being the case. I just don't see that being the case. I'm really lost for words that this company would take such a great franchise and turn it upside down like this. Top surgery scars. Can't make my character thick. It's just nasty work. It's just nasty work. I'm done. I'm done with that topic. I don't have the energy for Dragon Age right now. In the meantime, I'm just gonna read you guys' comments. Another super chat from my boy Gazalarion, my nigga.
My nigga.
I'm honestly surprised BioWare isn't gone already with EA's reputation for closing studios. I thought they would be closed after Anthem. BioWare is such a legendary studio. I would bet any amount of money they're getting the benefit of the doubt. More than likely getting the benefit of the doubt. All right, so Caroline. Man, that dog is going to town on him. Caroline. That dog was going to town on him. Lord have mercy. Trying to think. Oh, okay. Well, we can close it out. I haven't watched this yet. We can close out with this. I was saving this for you guys so we can watch this together because I don't know what's said here. I just saw the headline and let's go ahead and play this.
Colin, let's start with you. Who needs sorting?
I think again the culture warriors need sorting. You know, I've seen what's been going on with my new friend Abu Bakr Salim, and who's the writer of and creator of Kenzera, Tales of Kenzera Zhao. And I continue to believe that there are lots of valuable conversations to be had about social issues in games, about representation, about whatever. And I think that people know that listen to these shows know that I'm actually pretty conservative person on this point, I guess, in that I believe that representation for representation's sake is maybe even counterproductive, and rather what you want. And this is actually something that me and Abu Bakr talked about on our show we did together, where I was like, I use James Bond as an example, where I'm like, we don't need a black James Bond or a Hispanic James Bond. We need a black character that's a new character.
Hello. I don't think anybody in the chat disagrees with that. Not one person. Not one person disagrees with that.
That's black. You know, and that's great. And he could be totally coded in quotes as James Bond, but we don't need to go that far with representation. But I also had him on the show, as people might recall, because I felt like his particular game was being sucked into this vortex of social issues and contextless arguments that weren't rooted in what the game was. And I thought it was a pretty extraordinary game, actually, from a lot of perspectives, and was a lot of fun, and was not quote unquote woke in by any stretch of the imagination. It's about loss, and it's about, there's no white people in the game. It's just all black people.
Which is not a problem. Which is not a problem. And he didn't do this, so I'm not insinuating that he did this. But it would be an issue if you made a video game full of black people and then you came out and said, oh, yeah, it's by black people for black people. Like, stop it. Don't do that.
That's not woke. And I think that a lot of this is what I said on the show to him, and this is what I'll say again, is like, a lot of the stuff that is being argued about comes off as racist. And that's different than what people are saying. In other words, there's a whole argument in corners of the industry, which I think are reasonable, about why are we forcing this in, or why are we changing the gender or race of this existing character and all that kind of stuff. And I think those are valuable conversations to have. And I think a lot of that is unfairly maligned as being like, they hate women and they hate this and stuff. And I'm like, that's totally counterproductive too, and is worthy of ridicule as well. The people that love Princess Leia hate Star Wars with movies with women in them.
Hello. Duh. Duh. You see what I'm saying?
You know, like the people that love Lando hate black people in Star Wars. Like none of that. I'm not saying any of that washes either, and that stuff should be ridiculed, right? The people that love Alien and Terminator and all get out of here, you know. So there's like a reactionary nature to both of these arguments, or both of these sides, that I think are counterproductive. But with that said, there's no doubt that the conversation around, like, do we need to wedge in every race? Do people need to feel represented in everything they experience? All of that has been conflated in many corners with, there's black people in this. And now we're going to make like a big deal about it.
Whoa. Now you're losing me. Now you're losing me. And here's where you're losing me. It's not seeing black people in something. It's not seeing black people in something. That's the problem. It's seeing black people, or any other person of color, Hispanic, whatever the hell you want to call it, in places where they don't belong. It just doesn't belong. Now, again, going back to Tales of Kinzara Zhao, unfortunately, he was a casualty of war. It is what it is. I hate to say it. I'm sorry. It is what it is. He didn't know. I'm telling you. And I will defend Salim on this. He didn't know when he was making his dream game that Sweet Baby Inc. was going to turn into what it turned into. He didn't know. All he knew was that he was getting his dream game off the ground. Even me, if you would have told me 5 years ago you was going to give me X amount of dollars and I was going to be able to make the video game that I wanted to make, the game that I've been dreaming about, and I had to work with this company called Sweet Baby Inc., I would have never thought it would have never been a thought in my mind. Yes, obviously. Yes, I would have did it. And then 5 years later, when my game comes out, holy shit, Sweet Baby Inc., it turns out gamers don't like Sweet Baby Inc., and now my game is flopping. That's tough.
I saw this with Subnautica, the sequel to Subnautica or whatever.
Hold on, y'all.
Where it's like, I think it's like a black guy and an Asian woman or something are the characters, the playable characters. And people are like, look, it's woke. And I'm like, well, what's woke about that?
Yeah.
Like, I think you guys are losing the plot. And if you don't realize that it comes off as racist, and in some senses, I think is racist, then that's your right, I guess. But I'm going to call that out. I just think, where is the careful consideration of the facts? Where is where are the educated, interesting people that can talk about this with depth and can see through all of the nonsense?
We're right here. We're right here, but y'all motherfuckers don't want to have a conversation. And not you, of course, but just answering the question in general, y'all don't want to have a conversation, especially not with me. Especially not with me. Because anytime one of these debates start out, niggas see me on Twitter, oh, this nigga black, I can't go back and forth with him.
Get to the issues at hand without coming off as bigoted or as dismissive, depending on what side you come on, you're on. So I just think that these people need to continue to be checked, because I think it is in this case the definition of reactionary. When you are reacting to an Asian woman or a black person or whatever just because they exist as these new characters. They didn't say, like, I don't know anything about Subnautica, but I think I played it. I don't really remember, to be honest. But it's like, oh, there's like a white male pilot or whatever, or captain, and in the first game, and then in the second game it's still him, but they just made him into a black guy. It's like, okay, that's weird, but that's not what happened here. So like, why is your instinct to be upset?
Because you're doing what I always talk about, where you're looking surface level. The creative decisions that they make hint at a larger issue in the studio. If it was a beloved character who was a white male before, and then suddenly we get a sequel where you toss aside that character and now you want to bring this woman to the forefront, there's an obvious agenda there. So we can have that conversation. But the question is, are you willing to have that conversation? Are you not willing to have the conversation because you feel like my platform is too small? Are you not willing to have the conversation because you don't want to be seen disagreeing with a black guy? I'm not talking about him in particular. I'm just talking about anybody who claims that we're not willing to have a conversation. Are you like, I'm very nuanced. All you got to do is watch Saturday Night Hypnosis. For all of y'all who got, negative things to say about Saturday Night Hypnosis, we argue a lot. We disagree a lot. My only issue with Saturday Night Hypnosis is just there's not enough space and not enough time for everybody to get what they want to say off, and there's a lot of derailing going on. But if you want to have a conversation for real, we can do it.
About something. It's just like, is everything this bad? It can't be. I just don't believe it. And I think that we're like losing sight of obvious targets and things that are... So I've said this before. There's that video going around of that woman where it's being basically claimed that she just didn't hire any white people for her team, and like that's racist. And like that's the kind of shit that people should be like doubling and tripling and quadrupling down on, being like, who the fuck is this? How can you get away with doing this? Like blatantly illegal by American hiring practices and laws, also unethical, also bigoted. It's like, yeah, destroy that shit if that's true, right? And get to the bottom of that story. But like, what are we doing? Right. And it's just so disappointing because there's just no depth, and people are just, there's just so many. I don't like I think the term grifting is being way overused, and I don't think people even
griff. Shout out to all the grifters in the chat. Don DeMarco.
I don't know what it means at this point, to be honest. And I don't even think it's that. I think it's sheer mental retardation on a lot of people's points of view. Like, there's like a lack of there's just people just don't know. I came across this video about me the other day that this guy made, and I watched a little bit of it, and it was just shit talking me or whatever. But he was reading my tweets, and like I quoted him in one of the tweets, and he couldn't even read his own words, like out loud, like the things he wrote. Like he had no idea what it was. I'm like, it's you. You said that. How can you not know that? And
I wonder who he's talking about. Who he's talking about. Listen, I don't think it's not too much that he said in this video that I disagree with. I would love to have a conversation with him. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have a conversation with him. I just there is nuance, and I will be I'll admit you're right. There are people in our space who are obviously grifting. I call myself the grift god, but I'm doing it as a joke. There are people who are obviously grifting. There are people who derail the conversation by saying things that don't help the situation. There are people who give a whole lot of ammo to the other side. Like what was the name of the guy who made that thumbnail of Alyssa Mercante holding a gun up to her head? Like, why the fuck would you do that? Why would you do that? And then, of course, Smash JT, all Smash JT did was retweet something he said. He didn't know that nigga made a thumbnail with a gun, with holding a gun up to Alyssa Mercante's head. And so the first thing Alyssa Mercante did was, oh, wow, you're going to platform a man who was threatening to kill me? And Smash JT is like, what are you talking about? Look at this. Oh, Smash JT, I don't know if he apologized for it, but I know he took the tweet down. He unretweeted the guy. And the thing is, the guy followed me, and I appreciate the follow, but dog, that's strange behavior. Why would you make a like? I assure you, and like I said when I talked about it, I assure you, if you make a thumbnail of me holding a gun up to my head, I'm going to assume that if I ever saw you in person, my life is in danger. So I don't fault Alyssa Mercante for feeling that way about that thumbnail. So yes, there are people in our space that are taking it to the extreme, clearly grifting or clearly doing abhorrent things that should not be celebrated. So I do agree with his original statement. There is some sorting that is needed, but I'm not about to, listen, I'm going to assume my audience isn't stupid and you guys know who's fake and who's real, that you guys have enough character in you to understand who you should follow and who you shouldn't follow. And that's that. I'm not about to go and I'm not about to call no grown ass man out because he's over there doing wild ass shit. I'm not doing that. That's not my job. If they doing some wild shit, I'm pretty sure YouTube will handle them. And that's it. So anyway, somebody let him know, I'll be happy to have a conversation with the guy. I'll give him a follow really quick. And then maybe, who knows, maybe we'll be able to have a conversation. In the meantime, guys, that will conclude today's Ninjacast. I really had fun. I love being here with you guys, but we're about to jump into New Black Street in about 15 minutes. And I think she just put out, where did she put it out? Huh. I could have sworn she just put it out. Where is it? Oh, yeah, she did put it out. So, yep, we're going to be on there with R in 15 minutes, guys. So get ready. We're about to have a ball. I heard she could talk a lot of shit, so we're going to see if she can hang. So, as always, may the grift be with you. I'll catch up with y'all in a minute, okay? Later.